guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to use some old paints. I had about, I guess it's been a little over a year and a half ago. You know, when you first start, you really kind of go crazy and you can't not mix up paint when you get it because it's so exciting, and which I still do now, but I still had a ton of paint mixed up and I kind of forgotten about a lot of it. It was in these containers and I really thought, well, it's probably no good now, but I opened them up and they're still good. So I just added like maybe a drop of water to them if they were a little bit thick. Some of them were just fine, just like I just made them up. With that said, I also found some cell activators that I had mixed up in the cups as well. And they're all about the same old. They're about over a year and a half old. So I knew that when I seen that it was a cell activator, chances are it was probably Australian Floetrol. Because at that time, you know, I was able to purchase the Australian Floetrol and stuff. So I haven't had Australian Floetrol lately for about, I don't know, probably about 7 months. I've been using the American Floetrol, which works. Don't get me wrong, it does work. But with Australian Floetrol, it's different. The cells look different. It just works every time. And I just am going to do a couple different blooms and maybe a couple swipes. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with the difference between them and this, how different it looks, the cells. And just kind of do a little comparison. With that said, too, this Australian Floetrol that I have in these are a year and a half old. So I did a couple of them a few minutes ago. It worked great. It did take a little bit for them to pop up. Usually when you get Australian Floetrol, it's like, boom, there it is. But since it's old, it takes a little bit longer. Plus, it was pretty thick. So the thicker your cell activator, the longer it's going to take for it to sink or for the cells to pop up. So let's just do it. I've got my pillow paint put down. The first one I'm going to do with American Floetrol. And the way I mix my CA with American Floetrol is 2 parts water to 1 part American Floetrol to 1 part paint. So we're going to do that first. And I'm going to use the same cell activator. So I've got Prussian blue, and I've got that mixed up with the American, and I've got that mixed up from a year ago in this cup. I can guarantee that's what it is. So let's do that, and that way we can compare with the exact same paint and everything. So the pillow paint that I put down is it's a Sherwin-Williams. It is it's not my normal, but I'm out of my Glidden. So this is Captivate, and it is in a satin, and it's a red. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use the same colors on both so you can just see the exact difference. All right, so the first one I think I'm going to put down here is, of course, my favorite, and it is purple. I don't know what the colors are because, like I said, it's been a year and a half, so it could be anything. I have a feeling that they are little piggies. I'm sure. Because that is when I was buying little piggies like crazy. Alright, so let's do this. I'm just going to try not to put a ton of paint on it so we can just blow it out and see what happens. So, alright, so there's my purple. And then I'm going to go with this one, I think. Let's see, maybe not. No, I'm going to go with this blue, I think. We'll do this one next. Okay. And that's that color. I didn't show you the purple, but you can see it. It's super pretty. All right, so we'll go with this blue. Okay, let's go with this green. It's a pretty green. Let me see. I'll go with this one. That's that one right there. I think I'm going to add just a little bit, a splash of water in here. And you don't have to use very much water if you're trying to thin something down. I mean, it takes the teeniest, tiniest drop, goes a long ways, a really long ways. And you don't want to water it down too much. So just a little drop will do you most of the time. All right. And when I'm doing a bloom or, you know, something like that, I really like my paints a little thicker because I don't want them to mud up. And I don't, you know, and it holds their cells shape so much better if it's thicker. So you always want it to be a little thicker than thinner, because thinner you're gonna get wonky cells and they're gonna sink. You're not gonna like the results. Okay, so there's that green. So we're gonna throw that down. Okay. All right. And then I think I'm gonna put down one more maybe. All right, maybe two. I think I'm gonna use this gold. And then I've got a pink I'm going to put on too. All right, so let's mix this up. I've not got much of this left, but I got enough. You don't have to put, most of the time you don't have to put too much gold on because it will overtake it. So, all right, so there's the gold. Just a little more. Even that up. And then, okay, and then I'm going to use this pink here, I think. Yeah, which one? Yeah, I guess it doesn't. I think they're both maybe the same. All right. Use this one. I think that's all I'm going to use. That's all I'm going to put on. I don't want to put too many colors down. All right. Then let's put this pink on there, and we will put some cell activator down, and we'll blow it out. A little thick too, but it's okay. All right. All right, so now this one here, this here is the, oh wait, that's purple, I think, isn't it? Well, maybe not. Is it purple or blue? Nope, that's the blue. Okay, so this one here is mixed up with the American Floetrol, and it is mixed up the 2 parts water, 1 part American Floetrol to 1 part paint. Looks a little thin, so I am just going to add just a little drop of water. Or thick, I'm sorry. I made this up, you know, a couple days ago, so just barely gonna put a little drop. All right, I got a little much, but I think I'm gonna dump a little of that out. Okay, mix this up a little. And I'm just gonna use the blue, because like I said, I'm just trying to compare them and show you. They both do work. And like I said, but you know, there's times where I've had to scrape and everything else because, you know, it wasn't what I wanted. It didn't look, I was so used to using the Australian Floetrol too that it's hard to get used to using anything else because it's just, it works great. All right. Okay, so this one is the American Floetrol. Let me blow this out. Okay, now see, I mean, it's good cells. I mean, there's nothing wrong with those cells. There's not. If you've got the right pillow paint down, you've got the right everything, it works. There's no doubt. All right, let me find my rag here. Put my hands off. And I'm just going to modify this a little bit. And yeah, I mean, this recipe that I've been using, it does work well. I've been happy with it as far as, you know, for using American Floetrol. It's just with the Australian Floetrol, it's different. It just works every time. It's easy. There's just no doubt. It just works. And that's what I like about it. Thing I don't like about it is it's expensive. I mean, you know, you're talking $50 at least for a liter, and then you've got shipping on top of that. So it's expensive, there's no doubt. But when you look at it, if you have the money to buy it, you're gonna save in the long run because it works every time. You're gonna save money in from scraping. You're not gonna scrape as much. You're not gonna waste as much paint. You're not gonna be as stressed because it's not like looking the way you want it to. You gotta add all that up and think about that as well. But I mean, for me, I just didn't have the money to. I don't have the money right now to purchase it, so it's impossible for me right now. So I'm having to go the other route, and like I said, it works, no doubt. I mean, you can see it right here. But it doesn't always work this good. The weather change. It's colder here now, so my paints are definitely behaving better. They behave much better in the cold for me than they do in the, when it's really super hot out. So it depends on all that kind of stuff. And it does with the Australian Floetrol as well, but it just works. That's all I can say. You'll see. You can tell a difference in the cells as well. They're just they're more defined. You can just see the difference. So when I get this done, you'll be able to see it. All right, almost done here. Just gonna modify this a little more, and then we will spin it out. And but like I said, I am really impressed with this one. It looks good. This one turned out pretty darn good. Now for a while there, I was struggling to even get cells with the American Floetrol. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's, I mean, I guess it could be like anything else. I could have gotten a bad batch of American Floetrol, just like you can Australian Floetrol. It could have been just the weather. It could have been my pillow paint. All that makes a difference. If your pillow paint's not the right consistency and not the right kind of pillow paint, you're going to have issues. It all has to go together, as a perfect unit to make it work. And if you're missing one ingredient, or you're the wrong, you're the wrong consistency, the wrong whatever, you're going to have issues. All right, I'm going to spin this out just a little. I'm going to spin it easy. So I'm going to see how it's going to spin out. That way I know if I need to move it over a little, or if it's going to more one side or the other. It looks like it's pretty even. Spin it out that way. And it is definitely turning out pretty. I'm happy with this. See how much paint's left on it, if it moves any. So that's how you know if you pick it up and your paint moves a lot still. Yep, see how it's moving still? I need to give it another good spin. You don't want your paint to move, because otherwise it's not going to dry very good. That means you've got too much pillow on it. Too much paint still left on it. Moving a little bit, but not terrible. I think we can safely say that one will be okay. Pop a couple bubbles here that I see. thing about bubbles when they pop up after you know, after you have already spun it out, is it pulls the pillow paint up when you pop it. So you're going to see some red through it where I've just popped these bubbles because that's what it does. I try to fill it in a little bit, but yeah, it's probably going to show through. All right, let me, I'm going to take my torch and just see if I can't torch some of these out. See if they don't pop. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up and show you. I don't know what that was. Okay, and I'm going to wipe off my drips first because you always need to do that. If you don't wipe off your drips, you will come back and it will have pulled all your paint off of it, and then it will you will get wonky cells, and you know, it's just you won't be happy, put it that way. So make sure you always wipe your drips off, and then that way it saves you from crying later. All right, believe me, I've done it many times. Okay, gotten busy or forgot to do it or whatever. I don't forget anymore. You have that one painting that you really, really like, and you forget to do this, and you come back and it's destroyed. You usually don't forget anymore. All right, so here's this one, and it's pretty. There's no doubt. I mean, I like it. It's it turned out really super good for American Floetrol. All right. Now, I'm going to do the same size. I'm going to do everything the same colors, and everything else, but I'm going to use the American or the Australian Floetrol instead. Okay, so there's that one. Let me set this one down, and I will be right back, and we'll do one with the Aussie Floetrol. Okay, I'm back, and I went ahead and put my pillow paint down. I'm going to go ahead and start throwing some colors down. I'm going to do it the same way.
2 years and you never said a word. No, in 2 hours and now we said it all. You know we don't want to fall in love again. Oh no, just think about what we did. It never worked, no. Tonight, I can tell that you don't care. You always know how to get me sentimental. You always say the right things, like you're pushing me away, then you pull me back in. Like I'm your lady, but then you just stop trying. You push away, then when I go all in. Like you afraid of what might happen if you're trying. I'm already done with this game, so I might just be honest with that. I'm pushing you away, then you pull me back in. Like I'm your lady, but then you just stop trying. Then you just stop trying. 2 nights and you think you know me now. 2 seconds and I might just throw you out. 'Cause I remember everything you did and everything I became out of like a no. So why are you doing this tonight? You always know how to get me sentimental. You always say the right things, like you're pushing me away, then you pull me back in. Like I'm your lady, but then you just stop trying. You push away, then when I go all in. Like you afraid of what might happen if you're trying. I'm already done with this game, so I might just be honest with that. I'm pushing you away, then you pull me back in. Like I'm your lady, but then you just stop trying.
try to hold them both up here so you can see them both. Okay, this is this one. I'm just kind of rocking it with both the American and the Aussie Floetrol, so I don't know if you'll be able to tell. This never happens. Okay, let me grab this one and I'll hold them both up. I'll try not to drop them. Okay. All right, so I don't know if I can do this where you can see them both. I don't think you can. But okay, so here is the Australian and here is the American. You see how they just they sunk. I use the exact same colors, everything. But see how they're just not as defined as these. As far as everything, excuse me. Not that it doesn't look good. I mean, they both turned out okay. But you can tell the difference in the shapes of the cells. If you look real close, do you see how defined those cells are? And how the shape of them. Now look at these, and they're more like rounded. And that's what I've noticed. You definitely, and if you can see them this way maybe, you can definitely tell a difference. It just works. Now, I'm not saying you can't use American Floetrol because it works too. But if you have the money for the Australian Floetrol, it's the way to go. At least that's my opinion. Well, I ran out of time to do the swipe, but I'm going to make this part 1 and part 2 will be next Sunday. So up next is Shannon Baxman with ShanB Fluid Art. After her, we have our guest, which is Simona's Fluid Art. We're so excited to have you with us today. And then after her, we will have Tony Pender with Hippy Dippy Painterman. So stay with us. We have a lot more left for you guys. It's going to be exciting. They're amazing artists. You don't want to go anywhere. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. I love you. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.